Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, it is afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. Thank you for joining us. This is your second live hour today, showcasing the Crafty Cake card templates. It is an amazing hour. Stephanie and Mel bought you this show this morning at 8 o'clock, and we're bringing it back to you, of course, throughout the day. Maybe you didn't get to join us earlier on today, this morning. It's been a crazy day of amazing shows so far, though. We've done lots of fabric work and heat pressing, but this totally different, brand new concept we're bringing to you today. It's at a great price as well. I can't wait to share it with you all. I'm joined by the lovely Mel as well. She's here with me this morning.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Good? All good? Not seen you today. Oh, wait, yeah,
Well,
we've just done that show.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a long one this morning, hasn't it? It's like a
has.
continuous back to back, but it's great. And
Yeah.
this hour we're going to show it. Well, I'm going to make a card that's this big.
This big?
I know, but it could be that big.
That big? Oh, okay. I'm excited to see that. All that to look forward to during the hour. How it's going to work. I'm going to go through lots of your items that we have out here on the show for you today, so you can get those into your basket. And then all you need to do is look forward to Mel sharing with you what you can do with it, because this is wonderful. Now, before we get into all the details of all the items that we do have on the show for you, I just want to say good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. It's wonderful to have your company. Let us know if you did watch earlier on, okay? Because we'd love to know that you're back with us. Or maybe you stayed with us the entire way. Maybe you're doing as many hours as Mel today.
Maybe you've bought the artwork and the SVG download and you're crafting with it already.
Yeah, let us know. Were you already crafting with this? Because with downloadable content, you'll have already got it, which is just a little bit too exciting, actually. Nothing can be too exciting. Right, okay, so we're streaming live on Facebook and Instagram. There are two social media shoppable platforms. So in the comment section of the videos as we're live, all you need to do is type in the shop code comments that we share with you. So, for example, your Crafty Cake stencil templates are going to be coming to you today for just $19.99. Now, if you want to get these home in the post sent out to you, all you need to do is type shop cake into the comments. As for every single other product on the show, they will have their own code, but you always need to make sure you type in the word shop, then followed by the one that's appropriate to that product. As soon as you've typed shop cake or shop shed, anything into the comments, automatically it adds it into your basket. You will receive a direct message on Facebook or Instagram, depending on which platform it is that you've joined us on. And within that direct message, there'll be a link from us at Highlight Crafts. All you need to do during or after the show is go straight to that message that you've been sent and click on the link that we've sent you. Now, as soon as you've clicked on that link, it will automatically redirect you over straight on to the Highlight Crafts website. And when you get to the Highlight Crafts website, you'll also see your basket sat there in the top corner, filled with all of the items that you've shopped ahead for during the show. So you may receive multiple messages depending on how many items you shop for, which is really exciting. It makes it super easy. Now, but just before you check out your order, you can still add anything else into your basket if you want to make your purchase, worthwhile and you're going to take advantage of some perks. You need to make sure to log into your Highlight Crafts account. Now, when you log into your Highlight Crafts account, you're going to get a discount additionally on top of all of the saving prices that we've shared with you today, because a lot of these are already at great deals, but then you get an additional discount on top of it being a club member. Along with that, any physical items that have been sent to you in the post, if your order is over £35, well, 35 and over, after your discounts have been taken off, you'll also then be eligible for free postage, which is amazing. Along with that, every single purchase that you make whilst being logged into your Highlight Crafts account, you're going to build up points along the way. So those points that you've built up turn into pounds that in the long run, you can then take off future purchases, which means everything just comes down in price, which is amazing. Now, that club is also free to join. I know, you don't have to pay anything. There's no subscription or monthly fee for it. So to take full advantage of all of those fabulous benefits that you get being a club member. On the website as well, you'll also notice that we are streaming live, so you can go to the live shopping section, you can watch live, and you can also shop today's deals, which means that you can shop for everything that we have loaded throughout our shows throughout the day, so that you can get them all in your basket, so you don't need to worry about anything selling out, or if you're nipping out or going to work and you think, I'm not going to be able to catch that show, will it be there tonight? In some cases, probably not, but you can shop ahead and check out before anybody else does. So there's no reason to miss out on any of our products, which is fabulous. We're streaming live on YouTube too, so you can join us there, have fun, sit back, relax, enjoy the show on your television, which is amazing. Right, good afternoon to you all. Keep your comments coming through. The tablet's just on charge, and then we'll bring it back in. And if you've got any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. Get them sent in and we'll get them read out. Now, starting off at the top of the show, we have the brand new concept for you, which is your Crafty Cake. These are your templates. Now, your stencil templates trickle down from the process that we created with the card shapes, okay? So in here, you're going to actually get the templates to create these layered cakes. Now, they go in all different increments and sizes for your tiered sections, but you get the cake, the toppings, the frostings, everything inside here. Now you're going to get 1, 2, 3, then 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8 A5 stencils, okay? 8 A5 stencils for just £19.99. It's shop cake for this one with a saving of £5. Now you'll also notice that through every single design element that's been put together within this concept, you can also use your Craftmaster foil pen through all of these. So you can use it for your traditional paper crafting methods, but then for actually embellishing, gilding and adding detail to the top of. That's got all of your sports elements inside here, so you can personalise these designs, these cakes, these cards to the recipient, whether they're the younger ones in the family or whether, of course, it could be grandparents, anyone alike. You've also got all of the sweets inside here. Look at the lollipops with the sweets, with the icing drizzle as well. So you can see how they can be used. Just as an example here, look at how you can tier and build this whole thing up together, then using all of the elements. This is available in SVG form as well, so we're going to go to that in a few moments' time and you can see that too. But then along with this, just to show you in detail, you then got all of your numbers. Now the numbers then also have the candle flames on top. How amazing is that? They're literally like cake topper candles. With the banners, with the struts for the flags and all of that to put your sentiments on, whether it's going to say happy birthday. You can see where Amanda's used that here. And then she's actually gone on with like a gel pen that looks like it's actually been used with icing, which is so fun. And you can do your own design concept if you want to with that. Then inside here, we do also have some festive elements. You've got the bells, Prosecco glasses. You've got a wedding scene as well, so it could be for a wedding cake. This is complete personalization. Now the unicorn process, this is a wonderful theme. We've got a download that corresponds with that really well. Stephanie was using that earlier today. And then you've got all of your cake building elements, which is then going to come together to create that fabulous tiered process. That is shop cake. And when you're working with this is how it actually comes together. Look, so Stephanie's drawn through them and then you'd cut them out. So you've got the cake here with the unicorn, and then you can build all of the elements just on top of it wherever you want to place them. So then you'd go around here with your scissors, cut them out, and that gives you a shape for your card. So cost effective. If you were to get all of those as dies, those 8 A5 die sets,
It's £2.50 a stencil.
£2.50 a stencil. If you were to buy all of those for as dies, you'd be paying well over £100 easily. For 8 A5 die sets, that would be crazy. £2.50 a stencil today is bonkers. And you're getting all of those different increments. And within each one, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different templates within one stencil there. So you've got loads of imagery to work with. Now, if you are a scan and cut user or you work with your SVG cutting machines, this is then what you're also going to be wanting, because you can have them all as cutting files. But we've catered for everybody here, which is nice that everyone can actually be able to create the same project. But with SVG, coming with that also means resizing. So even more possibilities and options. You're going to get the iced cake, you're going to get the whole cake as well. You're going to get inside here, well, the wonk cake, where it's like being tiered, topsy-turvy on here. And you've got your candles. Inside there as well, you've got all of the embellishments. Remember, resizing is now a complete game changer with this. This is Shop SVG. It's $14.99 for your Crafty Cake SVG files. And then you've got the frosting. Now, I'd be using this for other things as well. Like it could be snowfall on the tops of houses at Christmas. Christmas cakes, wedding cakes, birthday cakes, anniversary cakes, anything for a celebration. But look at all of the detail that you've got inside there. Think about the sweets. These could be full size. They could be massive sweets. Maybe you're doing a big gingerbread theme for Christmas this year. Take those out of the concept and use them independently. And then you've got all the gaming and sports options up there for maybe those that are a bit sporty in your family. $14.99 is going to get you all of those SVG files. There's loads inside this and it's brand new. We love something new here, something to introduce to your craft selection, and loads of you joined Mel on the Scan and Cut journey very recently, in fact this week, with that incredible offer with the tattered lace machine. Lots of you invested into that, and I'm sure are hungry for new SVG files to then actually coordinate with that brand new piece of equipment, which I'm guessing you will have received this week. So this would be a great one to add to it for just $14.99 before your club discount. That's a great price to be working with. Shop SVG for that one. We've then got the artwork download for you, which actually corresponds with the theme of Crafty Cake, because you've got fondant, icing, you've got swirls, piping elements, you've got hundreds and thousands inside here, rainbow cakes, a flurry of colour, everything in here. And then you've got all of this wonderful texture. It just makes me hungry looking at this. You've got those chocolate spread really built up with that fabulous gooey icing. It looks immense. So you've got all of these layered together, and then inside here you've got a different variety of colour swirls. So print these out, use the reflections to create a different finish, and you can see where the frosting's been used there, then to layer up through the cake. And it just looks, commercial, it looks shop bought, but it's still handcrafted to give you that professional edge. These are cards that you wouldn't be able to buy in the shops because they're handmade. Oh, Mel's laughing to herself. She's done something. She's done a thing. Shop artwork, $4.99 for all of that. That's a great shout for a download of that size, $4.99. I've got another download for you here as well. This is the Land of Make Believe. It's shop download, $14.99 for this one. Much bigger in size. All JPEGs from Minecraft Studio. And this is the theme of unicorns, so it's going to go really well with your crafty cake. Stephanie was also using some of the imagery of this morning with those transfer sheets, which looked phenomenal, by the way. All unicorns in here, you've got different themes, whether it's cartoon style, you've got almost photorealism inside here as well as your comic style. It continues through for more of an ethereal baby setting, so really soft palette inside there for you. And it just continues. Look at the size of this. I mean, the florals and the design concepts are immaculate inside this one. This is shop download, Land of Make Believe for you, £14.99. Again, with all the sentiments, textures and backgrounds, colour gradients, rainbow fusion elements for you as well. And then also you've got glitter toppers as well. There's loads in here to play with. Shop download for the Land of Make Believe there for you. And that, I'm going to just pop that one back, there we go, is just £14.99. I know, right? £14.99 for all of that. And it's on Minecraft Studio. Right, okay, a few more substrates for you to have a little look at. Really excited about these ones because they're going to work so well with this process. Now, the glitter card, it's non-shed, it's shop shed though.
Shop shed? I know, I thought that the
shop
irony.
Shed.
Right.
Shop shed. Shop shed for this one. I've just seen it. There we are. It's $9.99, and you're going to get 10 A4 sheets in here. It works brilliantly on your scan and cut.
Absolutely.
And you can use it with your dies. It is non-shed glitter card. Now these are a wonderful pastel set of colours. Inside here, 10 A4s. Look at this though. So the colour range, you've got this wonderful menthol, you've got the aquamarine colour inside there, a muted pink as well. You've also got like a champagne platinum sparkle, a baby blue. You've got a silver. That silver is so sparkly. You've got a baby pink. You've got an antique lilac as well. You've got, oh, that's more of your platinum. That's like a polished silver. And then you've got a sky blue. All of these non-shed glitter tones coming to you today. Shop shed, non-shed, $9.99. That is a great price for non-shed shed.
Non-shed,
Shop shed, non-shed.
Well, none of that.
Shop shed, non-shed glitter.
No glitter on your mat, basically.
Basically, yeah, that's what that means. Okay. And they look great within the projects. They do look fabulous. It's a great weight of card as well for this one. It is, I think it's around about 180, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is also the glitter card that I used in the most recent Scan and Cut Club class.
Oh.
So if you're wondering what the glitter card was, it's that one, and I would absolutely recommend that because it does not shed at all.
Okay.
At all.
It's a
brilliant.
fabulous surface. Already 15% of that is now in allocation, so really busy for your non-shed glitter card. Shop shed for that, $9.99.
All right.
Say shed again. Right, okay, so we also have your holographic. This is your rainbow mirror card. It's unbelievable. It works so well for this process. But with this, every single angle that you turn it into, or if you're going to run it through an embossing folder, it's going to look crazy. But look at how it catches the light on all these different angles and gives you this rainbow finish.
Now this will cut on your Scan and Cut. What I would say is either use the brayer, the roller from Brother, to burnish it down onto your mat, or you could put a piece of something like a copy of paper over the top. But that spatula, that scraper, when you do that, can scratch your speciality cardstock. So just be a little bit more aware of that. The roller's really good, actually.
Definitely.
Find that on the website.
So for these ones here, it is shop mirror for that one. Rainbow mirror card you've got there, and that you're going to get 30 sheets of for $19.99. That's an amazing price for all of those. Okay, we have some holographic pockets for you as well. These are great for your shaker cards or just sit on the inside of a frame. So what you can do with these, if you put a bit of hand sanitizer inside there, fill it up and put some sequins, some glitter inside it, you create almost like a tactile texture pad, and that can sit in the aperture or the front of your card. So you'd sit this behind the card front would face over the top with an aperture cut out, and then you could put maybe your shrink plastic elements in here, or die cut acetate embellishments, and you create these wonderful little textured elements. Now the actual inside of this, it's the back layer there that's got that holographic finish to it. Inside this kit, you're actually going to be getting 20 of them, okay? It's shop pocket, 20 of them for $8.99. Don't miss out on those. They're a great little trick with inside lots of different styles of your projects. We do have some more stencil sets for you as well here, and I'll go through a couple of these. Mel, would you like me to share anything else before I come to you?
Can we just do the glitter and the seed beads? Because
Glitter and sea beads?
Yes, please, because you can use the seed beads for shaker cards.
Oh,
and when you're
okay.
working with your templates as well, you could always put an aperture in the cake, and then have that as a shaker card.
Absolutely.
I was thinking about that as we were doing it earlier. I was like, if you cut an oval or a heart or whatever that shape is within that cake, if you cut it in the front, and then you can either use those little pockets or use your shaker tape and your construction weight acetate and create shakers within the cake card itself.
Great stuff. Okay.
Which would be really cool. So those would be perfect for that as well, because you're getting a lot for a very small amount of money.
I was going to say there's thousands inside here.
And
absolutely
the price is
thousands.
amazing.
This for you, it's shop beads. These are your creative seed beads bundle. You've got a variety of colours in here, lots of soft neutral tones with some pops of bright pastels as well. £19.99. You have a saving of £31.99 here because it's a bundle. It's been combined together to give you a greater saving. Shop beads for those. They all come beautifully boxed in their own little case like this, and then in each one of the cases you've got individual little tubs, and they're all screw threaded tops as well, which gives you great storage alike, because you could take all the tubs out and use these two plastic cases to store something else in and keep all the tubs in a bag. But then you've got a wonderful collection. Shop beads, $19.99 there for you. Mel's found something.
I'm making the cake and the icing into a chimney for Santa.
Into a chimney? Are you?
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, of
right?
course, with the snow coming down the edge, you're making your bricks.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, Mel's building bricks. Building with bricks.
Building with bricks.
I'm just going to quickly share that glitter with you before we do go over it and see what Mel is up to.
Yes, please.
This is a fabulous collection. Look at the colours of this glitter in here. This is like ultra fine glitter. How is it packaged in here? I just want to double check for you. Oh, little tubs. These are nice.
Oh,
all individual little tubs inside.
They'd
I'm
be
not
nice
going to
for
open
your
it
nail
actually. They would. Oh, Stephanie's got jewellery resin on tomorrow. They
has.
would look great in there. Also mix these with your aquastones and make your glitter glazes. They're going to look fab. You're going to get 2 packs inside here. So 2 packs, 9 in each one. That is shop glitter. It's £9.99 for 18 glitters.
I know, right?
That's a really good price. £9.99 for those. Fabulous piece of kit. Look at the colours though. They're proper like sparkly Quality Street Christmas tones.
Yeah, they are gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah.
Amber, have we got any more of the? Have we got any of the coloured cardstock left?
Is it this one
that
here?
That one. Yeah, the £7.50 one.
The Shop Bright.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, okay,
So
lovely.
You're getting 100 sheets, David.
100 sheets.
£7.50.
That's way less than what it usually is.
I
It's
know.
half price. More than half price, I think.
20%'s gone.
20% of this. This is your Consortium Brights collection. You're going to get that wonderful sky blue inside there. You've got that wonderful deep red. You also have a vibrant green, a lovely warm orange, and then that lovely, that's one of my favourite colours, that lemon yellow.
Yellow's lovely,
Isn't it
isn't
gorgeous?
it? It's a beautiful yellow.
I love the colour yellow.
Sometimes yellows can be really acidic, can't they? That is a really warm sunflower.
Yes, it is.
Isn't
That's
it?
exactly it. And when you walk with warm, sunny tones, it actually brightens your mood a little bit.
It does.
And great for all-round summer as well. It's going to work perfectly with the concept that we're sharing with you today. But that's Shop Bright for £7.50. And I think this one here is roughly about a 180.
Yes, it is.
180 GSM weight that you've got here. So great weight for not only your scan and cut, but for your die cutting, card making, all things alike. 100 sheets for you in A4 size. Perfect to get you going with that.
And just because it's A4 doesn't mean you can't use it on your scan and cut.
Oh no,
because you
use
can
any
scan
size.
in, so you can see where the paper is. And if
Yeah.
you want to work within those parameters, you just change your cut area to A4 by dragging your arrows across and down, and then it works. Right, I'm going to make a massive cake.
A massive cake. Oh, thank you. I'm
Massive
starving.
cake. I am too. I haven't eaten yet today. Right, again.
I'm gonna
It's like
say,
Groundhog Day,
you
this,
can have
isn't
your
it?
breakfast at 6.
Right, so obviously everything that you saw Stephanie use this morning, and everything that David's just shown you SVG wise, you're going to get as a digital download. Add that artwork in. It's $4.99 and it will make it look more authentic, and it's really cool. So you can do them obviously out your pattern papers and have a lot of fun with it, your cadence for your textures and things like that. But this, so what I've done is I've printed off the artwork, and I printed off the icing. You know, when you go around with a tool at the end when you don't want it smooth and you put those lines into your icing, that's what this looks like. Then I printed off the rainbow frosting that's also on there, and I scanned in the papers. So as I'm doing it, I've got this one at the bottom, and then I'm going, right, so I've got yellow, green and pink. So I want to bring the blue in somewhere down here. And then I've got blue and green, so I want to go back to the candy colours a little bit more. Then I want yellow from down here up there, and then I want this one to bring in the orange right through. So you're not having all the same colour in the same piece.
Okay.
So it looks really cool. So then all I did was cut the actual base shapes out again out of our cream card.
All right.
Okay, so it gives it that rigidity. And this is now, listen, you can hear it. And then all I did was put foam tape behind here, and then my icing stands up a little bit. But can you see this faux stitching around here? This used to be my signature, but we used to do it by hand.
Yeah.
So when I used to teach it was scan and cut, I think, scan and cut retreats in a hotel near where I lived. They'd all come down, they'd sit there and they'd do all the cutting out, and then I'd see them come down in the dressing gowns and the pyjamas, and they'd grab all the stuff and they'd go up, and I'm like, what are you doing? They went, going to do a faux stitching. Because it makes a really big difference, especially when you've got pattern paper on pattern paper on pattern paper. It separates it out. Now, of course, you can do it by hand. You can also do it with your scan and cut.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, you can.
Is this something we've seen before?
Yes, probably a long time ago, though.
Wow, I've not seen this.
As long as you've got your universal pen holder, or your pen holder that comes with your SDX 1200, the brother one, anything that you can write with or draw with, you can do this with, and it's super easy to do.
Nice.
So first of all, I'm going to work on canvas just because it's the screen size and it's easier for you to see at home, and it's also easier for Lewis, and he's not leaning over everything.
Got you.
Right, so I've brought on the cake shape, so it's the icing cake and the icing that coordinates with that. Now remember, if you're going to resize this, you need to resize that.
Right.
If you're going to stretch this, you need to stretch that, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of these pieces, and we're going to group them together. So you can either go up to edit and group, or you can right click and group. What I'm then going to do is go back to edit and create a 1mm inward offset line, but I'm going to keep the original as it was. So we've got 1mm inward because it's coming inside, and we're going to leave the original line as it is. Okay, we're not going to delete it off. Now at this time, you can also set it as a drawing line.
Oh.
Which is what we want to do, because we don't want it to cut, we want it to draw. So I'm going to do that now. I can set it as a drawing line, and I'm just going to press OK. So now if I go to edit and ungroup that, and I go onto the inside shape, that is now set when I go into properties as, it should be set as a drawing only line. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and just make sure that it's going to do that, because I want this to work perfectly first time. Right, so now what I'm going to do while I'm there is I'm going to click on that one, and I am going to go into my properties again. In fact, while I've got that one selected, so that now I'm now on the inside line, I'm going to press shift and I'm going to select the inside one on the icing. Okay, I'm going to group them together, so I can right click and group. And then I can go into properties, and at the bottom here you've got this option to dash pattern. So if you click on that, you've got a drop down menu. All I need to do now is click, select one of those, and it's created that dash line. Oh. So if I zoom in for you now, you'll be able to see.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
There's your faux stitching.
Wow.
Right?
That is cool.
How cool is that? Now there's one more thing that we need to do. We need to select the outside edge, okay? So you can do this before or after, but we need to select the outside edge. I'm just gonna go away. I don't like computers. Stop it. If I click on that line there, that's my inside line. So if I move that out of the way, we can get to this one just to show you. You need to set these as cutting only lines. So you've got a drawing only line, and then you've got a cutting only line. So your outside shape, you're going to set as a cutting only line. Your inside shape, you're going to set as a drawing only line and a dash pattern.
Right.
So when you actually send it to your machine and ask it to do those different functions, the drawing lines will come on while it draws it, then the cutting line only will come on while it cuts it. Oh. It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's a fabulous, fabulous way of doing faux stitching, but without all the stress.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much quicker.
Right, absolutely. It's brilliant. Oh, it's so much quicker. And it's precise. And it's neat. Now, if you want to make it so that the lines are slightly closer to the outside edge, just increase the dash line file slightly bigger, but slightly, because remember, you've only come in 1 millimetre anyway, so you don't want to come in much more than that. And also think about the width of the nib of the pen that you're using, because if you're using a wider nib pen, it's going to make that stitching wider, and therefore it's going to take it closer to that cutting edge anyway. But it's a really cool thing to do. So we've done that, so I'm going to undo all that now, just because I've shown you how to do that. So let's just keep doing undo until I get back to this. So if I wanted to make this into a chimney, which is just something that I've thought about, if I select both of those pieces and I go to edit at the top, I can align them. So I can align it to the top, and I can also then align it to the left or the right, and that's going to position that perfectly in that place, okay? But I want to stretch it a bit. So I'm going to edit and group it, and then I'm just going to stretch it like that. So now you're getting your chimney with your snow on it.
Oh, I see.
And then all you're going to do, and I will probably do this bit on the machine itself, because on the machine I can set the pattern interval, which is the distance between the bricks. But for now, I've just done this by eye. So if I bring this in here now, you can then start to build up your layers of bricks. So if I copy and paste it, we've then got another one, and that one can offset slightly. So you can make yourself, or you could make yourself a brick stencil. And then what you've created for a wedding cake can also become your chimney for Christmas cards.
That's such a
Isn't
good
that
idea.
cool?
I love that. They're utilising the shapes, because they are
in
shapes.
different ways.
That's
shapes.
it, the shapes.
The whole world is shapes.
Yeah, everything's a shape.
Everything's shapes.
Yeah.
So when you can look at something and break it down into shapes. So although I don't have colours and pictures, I can look at something and go, right, that's that, and that, and that, and this is what I need to do with it. So we've got a Christmas chimney, but then I've just been playing around with some of the elements that we've got as well, because these are going to be super cool. So when we design our SVG files, what we make sure that we don't do is compound them.
So what does that mean?
So if you've got, say this, for example, right, if the scan and cut sees this right now, because it's not compounded, as the actual cane shape with all those little apertures sat on top of it. So it doesn't see it the way that we see it. Okay. It sees it as it's sat in a pile. If a graphic designer compounded that, which is what Cricut needs, because it needs to import it as a one-piece shape, otherwise it splits it out. So if you imported that file right now into Cricut, it will give you the cane there, and it will put all the little pieces at the side. And then you've got to try and put them all back in.
Oh gosh, that's impossible.
That's why the graphic designers that do things for Cricut will compound it.
Right.
The problem with that is, if we do that for scan and cut, you can't get to the middle of all this bit. So if I just go and ungroup this now, I can now, because we haven't compounded it, cut that into my cardstock.
Yes, that's the difference.
So if we compound them before you download them, you can't do that bit.
I was going to say, so if you've got a Cricut and you wanted to separate it like that and you had it compounded, you can't do it.
Nope.
You'd have to have those as two separate files.
Absolutely.
Which then means there's more work and a higher cost.
Correct.
Right.
So if we undo that, and the other thing, and the reason that we don't compound them is because you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
So if you go into here and we go to edit, there's a button down here called divide. And in my head, divide is a digital punch that comes down and it punches those pieces, those apertures that it sees sat on top, through that base shape.
Right.
So you can do it yourself. So when we divide, you'll see now, when I move this out of the way, we've got the cane, but we've also got all of these pieces that it's punched through. It's like it die cuts.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like a cutting form.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
That's really interesting.
So then we can get rid of that. So all those stencils that we do, David,
yeah,
that's why we don't compound them. So the customer can go into that pattern and play around with it. So instead of having one file that does one thing, you've got files that do loads of different things.
I was going to say, I never realised that that's what happens if you punch it, because I thought that I'd just group it and it'd weld it together, but that's a different process.
It's a different process. So now it sees it as one shape, even though it's got the apertures cut out of it.
Yeah.
So when you weld something, if I tried to weld two of those together before I divided it, it would get rid of all the pieces in the middle.
Oh.
Because you can't weld something. So welding is digitally gluing. And when you're gluing something or sewing something, those two pieces of card or fabric or whatever have to overlap. Okay? So, and every element, every part of it has to overlap at some point. Now, you can't do that with lots of different shapes. So dividing it makes it one piece. So now, if I right click and copy and right click and paste, I've got another one now. So if I go to edit, I can flip that in the opposite direction.
I feel like this is Minecraft Studio for Scan and Cut.
It absolutely is. But look what happens when I do this. So now I can take two of them, grab that, go to edit and weld those two together, and I can now create a candy cane border. But I can also do it with the unicorn horn, with the bows, with the church, with the doves, with the champagne bottles, all of it.
Oh my goodness! Wow,
how cool is that?
That's opened my world to that. That's the massive doors just opened there.
There you go. How fabulous is that?
That's really interesting to see. I'm really glad I've seen that, because it's so important to know that there's so much potential further than just what the files are that you get in. The machine is the next step of that, and then yours, you've got to push the buttons.
Yep,
that's it.
That's it. So divide is one button. Now, to give you that versatility, that's why we don't compound ours. It means we can't sell it to Cricut users, but if we ever decided in the future that's what we want to do, it would be a different file.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it like that. It literally splits it out. But look at this now.
Wow.
Right?
Look at this, all one piece.
I know.
That's really interesting.
It's good, that, isn't it?
I like that.
So when we're talking about those SVG files, and David's showing you all of that artwork, not only have you got the matte layers for them, but you can also then create offsets of those. So something like the bride and groom, you could then take the bride and groom and you create the mats and layers for it. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, and it's a lot of fun once you start with things like this. And it's all about understanding how the machine or how the Scan and Cut or how Canvas sees it.
Yeah.
And once you understand that if you've got a circle on top of a circle, it doesn't see a frame, it sees a pile of circles. Divide punches that top shape or the internal elements through the outside shape.
Love it.
And then it's weldable.
That's fabulous. That's
great. So if you are buying SVG files online, ask the designer if they've been compounded, because if they have, fine, but you can't do as much with it. That's what we're saying.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So all those SVG files that Mel was just using, because she only used a couple there to share with us, you're going to get them all, okay? Every single file, and the potential, even Mel just showed us how you can create a whole border from that one candy cane. All of these are just $14.99 before your club discount. Shop SVG for your crafted cake collection. You've got the cake in topsy-turvy, so your wonky cake, your ice cake, and your classical cake as well. So for different themes, different messaging, different styles, and different meanings is all going to be incorporated in here. All of those images, all of these files come to you as these. I mean, look at how much potential you've got here. There's loads to play with. And again, if you're going to cut these out, remember that channel width that you've got inside there, you can still use that with your Craftmaster foil pen, which is a really exciting process. All the numbers, the candles, the lot. $14.99 shop SVG for that one. And we've been really busy, especially for our glitter card as well, our non-shed glitter card today. Shop shed for that one, $9.99. It's been really popular during these shows. It's very fitting, of course, for the theme that we've got for you today. A few other items as well that we've got on this show. If you want to add some dimensional finishes to your cards and make your own pearls and have dimensional glittery accents on there, well, we've got some cadence on the show.
Oh,
you're going to get here.
Yeah.
We do. 3
Nice.
cadence tubes here. Now this here is your pearl liquid jewellery. It's dimensional, it's 3D. So you take the nozzle off like this, okay? And from the tip of it there, you create these wonderful little pearls that will have this little peak that then soaks back into the top and it rounds perfectly. Now you can either do these all onto your Teflon sheet or a piece of greaseproof paper and peel them off, and then you've got your own adhesive beads, so you just put a bit of glue on them, or you can go straight onto the card as you would with these products. They're incredible, and you're going to get 3 tubes there, 25 mils in each one, which doesn't sound a lot, but you actually get loads. Shop Pearl, £7.49 for a bundle of 3, which is an incredible price for all of those. We do also have the embossing powders on the show. These have been really popular this week, this bundle. We've been using them on rice papers, on our wooden items a lot. You're going to get silver, polished gold, rose gold and copper inside here. It's shop melt. $15.99 is going to get you these embossing powders. Now, they're not just any embossing powder. As we mentioned in yesterday evening's show, actually, these are, I should have wiped that pail off, shouldn't I? These are produced and, of course, developed with the company called Wow. And you may know Wow for, well, being one of the most world-renowned embossing powder creators and developers. Now, this is different to anything else. It's like a dust. It's ultra fine, which meant that when we first worked with them, we said we wanted something that will go down to even adhering to strands of marble spray from Cadence. So you can see it literally, it's more like a powder, okay? It's like white pepper, okay? It's literally like that in a pot. And what that means is it gives you a really great coverage. It gets into all of the detail of your embossed areas, so your inks, if you've used a really fine stamp, but also things like adhesives, like the Mixion, it covers really well. It's $15.99 for 4 pots of it, which is, of course, a great price.
Right, I want to show you this as well.
Lovely.
So you know that diamond stencil that we had on yesterday?
Love
so
that
I've
one.
told you before, I know you can put any pattern in any panel. So when I brought on the largest cake, it's not wide enough for that, okay? And I want it to be wider. So you can then make this really appropriate for the person, for the occasion that you're making it for.
Yeah.
So this one's going to be really young and funky for kids, but this one could be really grown up for a wedding. So if you want to do that, I'm going to just bring it over here and I'm going to just gauge how many more layers I need. I probably need another 5. So what you're going to do is, I've ungrouped it, so I've brought in the stencil, removed the outside edge, and then the pattern will ungroup. So if I just grab these layers down here, and you can just do it like this, and I go to edit and group, and then I duplicate it. So I go duplicate that one. I can then move this one. Just be careful that you're picking up the right one. And I can move it over to this side. And by eye, more than not, you can line it up perfectly, so it'll work. So to line it up, I'm going to grab all of those pieces that I've just done, and I'm going to group that together. And then I'm going to grab all the pieces from here, and that's already grouped. So now if I just select both and edit and align it to the top or the bottom, I know they're going to be in the right space. Now I can see that that needs moving over a little bit more. So just use the arrows either on your machine or on your computer, and you can then extend that pattern.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
So now what we need to do is make that into, we need to group it together first. So we're going to edit and group. Then we're going to bring on a basic shape. So when we go back into your basic shapes here, just bring on a square. Doesn't matter whether it's a square or a rectangle, and all you're going to do is make that bigger. So let's just grab that. Let's just make it a bit more rectangular. It doesn't matter. You don't need to go to the effort of doing this, but just to show you, because what we now need to do is punch that through the mid through there. So we need to divide it.
So Canvas Workspace that you're on right now, is that free?
Yes.
That's
I know.
Amazing.
It is brilliant.
That's free.
And there's also a PC downloadable version, which is a little bit more powerful. And when I get a minute, I'm going to have
What do you mean?
So it can do. So
when you get a minute.
When I get a minute,
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know, David. So I'm going to divide this now. Okay. I know. But I am on a mission to try and do it. And
well, you're going to have to do it after you've rice papered your wardrobes and you've decorated your kitchen cupboards
and I've started my sewing journey. I know, right? Right, so we're coming back to this shape now because I want to put that pattern in that shape.
Oh, okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight the shape, and I'm going to create a 3mm inward offset line. It can be whatever distance you want. So inward, and we're going to keep the original. So we're going to leave it as it is. Okay, so we've got that now. So I've got the inside one that I'm going to put the pattern in, and the outside one that's going to cut the pattern out. So what we're going to do is we're going to align this so it's pretty central. Again, if you lined it properly at the beginning, you can align it via your alignment function. And I'm just going to use my arrows to nudge that across. So I'm looking to see how much of the diamond I've got on either side, and I just want to move that over a little bit more. Now the important bit with this is you're going to right click and you're going to send that shape to the back. because we're not, so right now that you've got the pattern and then you've got the cake shape on top.
Oh.
We're not punching the cake shape through the pattern, we're pushing the pattern into the cake shape.
Right,
so we need to send the cake to the back.
Right,
so we send
yes.
the solid shape
so
to the back.
So we can go through it, right?
Yep, got it. So then it's like having your piece of card and your die. Think about it like that.
Right, yeah, that makes
sense. So
sense.
now I'm going to select both of those and I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to remove overlap. And that will put that pattern into that panel. So when I move this out of the way, there is my diamonds. Wow. So then I can grab all of that and I can put that inside there. So we select both, edit, align centrally vertically, edit, align centrally horizontally. And there's your panel.
That's amazing.
Right.
And do you know when you've said to me before, oh, you can put this pattern in this shape and this shape and that pattern, that's just lined all that up for me in my head. I don't know if I've seen you do that during one of the shows before, and that's amazing.
Can be any of our patterns. So if you bought any of the Cutting Craftorium USBs or downloads that've got the patterns in there, now you can put any pattern in any panel on all the cakes.
So that means then I can go over and use that as a stencil.
Correct.
And then go through with my paste on top of the cake shapes.
Yes.
It could be my diamond paste or anything like that. Or just mix a leaf, mix it on and emboss it.
Yes, or you could paper pierce it.
Oh.
So you could set the diamonds to paper pierce on vellum and then it will cut it out and that could be a cake design.
That would look really nice.
It's so clever.
That's proper
So you're
clever.
not just buying what you see printed out on the sheets. You're buying the files that then enable you to do all these amazing things. Right, kick the bucket, love.
Kick the Pepsi.
Kick the Pepsi, was it? It's probably empty now. Stick it in the bin.
Don't know.
Right, so what I've done here now is I've built all these layers up. So we're going to make this card. And this doesn't have to be this big. This can be that big, that big, that big, that big, that big, wider, shorter. It can do all those things.
This is huge.
I know, right? This is why you need a scan and cut kit.
Oh, I know.
Can you imagine designing your own stencils? Because you can do that. Do you remember when we shared a house in Peterborough?
I do remember.
And you came back one night and I was sat on the settee and you heard this little squeal.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What you done?" I'm like, "Just designed a stencil."
I know.
Right?
I remember that. That was, gosh, that must have been about 4 or 5 years ago.
Don't. Well, it was lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, almost 6 years ago.
Yeah. I know, where's that time gone? So what I'm using is our tape Doctor tape. Now you get, I'm going to say, do you get 6 lots free with your stucco card?
Oh, lovely.
6 sets free. So I'm using this because I've got a nice 1/4 inch tape. It's a tissue tape, so it's nice and thin, but it's also strong. And it's really easy to get the backing off. Can I just say that out loud?
It's great
It's
stuff.
brilliant for getting the backing off.
Love that.
Right,
tape.
so what I've got now is I've got my cake and I'm just lining it up so it's central. All right, so I've got all my layers of cake.
Look at that cake.
I know, how good is that? I'm going to buy cake on the way home. I'm
yeah.
feeling the need for cake after this week. It's been a bit crazy, hasn't it?
Tonight I'm going to see my granddad after work, and then afterwards I'm going to go home and me and Luke are going to devour a cinnamon thing.
Oh, you're going to
I'm
get
gonna
one of those.
Yeah.
If you wonder what David's talking about, go to Tesco's and go to the bakery. They do a cinnamon tear and share, and it's got like frosting on top, and it's the best thing.
It's like super
but
soft.
Just be warned, you could eat the whole lot in one go, and it's that big.
I have.
I have to.
If you put it in the microwave, even
Oh,
better. Or even in the
warm.
oven just for a couple
Oh,
of
I
minutes.
might have to get one of those on my way home.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Right, so this is going to be the front of your card now. So I've cut the same things out again, and now that you've got your card built together, you're going to build the back of your card.
Right.
So you're going to take the blank ones and you're going to just mark a line so you know where your tape goes, and you're going to work your way up through all the levels using this as a guide.
Oh,
Because if you're doing it smaller, you can weld it. But doing it bigger, you can do it if you've got a 12 by 24 inch mat, but I didn't want you to have a 12 by 24 inch mat to be able to make what I'm making. So I'm showing you an alternative. And then you can just glue all these together and then flip it over. And then you could cover it over if you wanted to.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
And then this top one, where the icing is there, put a score line in. Remember, you can do the scoring with your blade, and that will enable the whole thing to stand up.
So it's going to be like a massive tenfold. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Good,
okay, I like the idea of that.
Right, so now we need to decorate it.
Lovely.
So I'm going to flip this over. And I've cut out lots of bits and bobs.
It's
Bits
so
and
cool.
bobs.
Imagine being able to make this and have that as a
I
birthday
know.
card.
It's exciting,
I really
isn't
want
it?
to do that. That's a great
it's
one.
brilliant.
I might do it for Luke's 30th. And that'd be a good 30th cake, that one.
Well, why don't we give him this one?
Really?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
How
wow.
exciting is that?
If you're watching, Luke, don't forget.
Oh, does he watch?
Sometimes.
Oh, Luke.
Not very often.
Not very often.
Not very often. He's
I
working, so
haven't told Mick how to get on it yet.
No. Well, Luke found it. I didn't tell him.
Did he not?
He found it.
Brilliant. Right, now these are the banners that came with it. So what I've done is I think I used the green out of that. Oh,
Yeah.
no, maybe not. Maybe
very similar.
I think this was out of the lights. The
Oh, is
one
it?
that, no, just glued 3 pieces together. Listen now.
It's like a piece of
Strong that
plywood.
is now. I know. Did the faux stitching, and then also I've got the little struts. This is going to be the cake topper. So this is going to go on top of your cake. Now, before you glue the back of your card to the front of your card, you're going to put this inside.
Right.
Okay,
I see.
so it's covered over.
Yep.
So we're going to glue this on here, and then I cut Happy Birthday. So I used one of the fonts that was inside the machine's memory, and I made it fit the banner.
Cool.
You can make the banner fit the word, and that is just going to get burnished onto there. So let's do that bit first. But what I also did, I put a weeding box around it. So when you're cutting vinyl, you can put what they call a weeding box around it.
I saw that
Which
today.
is like a rectangle or a
right.
square or whatever the shape is. And that means that instead of having to peel the whole sheet of vinyl back, you can just peel that little bit back. But it also gives you a positive and a negative. So whilst I was weeding this out, instead of throwing the weeding bits in the bin, I put them back into here. So now I've got the sentiment for my card and the topper for my card out of one piece of vinyl.
Oh, I like that idea.
Right?
That's so what? So I'm confused.
So what?
So wait, what? So you use transfer tape to pick it up?
Yeah, so you transfer paper. So I weeded it first on the
Yep.
mat, on the scan and cut mat. Took the landlocked areas for the A, the P's, the B, the R, the D, and the A, and put them back into
By
this.
hand?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a little weeding tool.
Yeah.
And then I picked this up with transfer tape because this is the one that's going to go on here. And all you're going to do is try and get it central, but you'll forgive me if I don't.
Of
Like
course.
that.
Yeah.
And then we just burnish it down with our scraper. And then we peel this back. Now just take your time with this. Get your.
Yeah, you don't want to rush
no,
it.
you don't want to
need
rush
to,
it.
do you,
But
really?
I'm just going to show you this bit because I want to get this on here. I want to finish this cake if I can. If not, I'll
That'll be
finish
me
it on
later.
Monday and I'll show you on Tuesday. Right, so I'm going to hold this firmly and I'm going to roll this back. It needs a little bit more work on the vinyl just to burnish it down as you go. There's no point rushing it when you've done all this work. So just take your time. Right, if it doesn't want to come off, get your little poker tool or your tweezers or whatever you use and just hold that down. Go on, down you go.
I saw someone doing this the other day on a balloon, and I was like, oh my goodness.
I know, right? That won't be easy, will it?
I was like, on a balloon?
On a balloon. I know, it's crazy,
I
isn't
was
it?
like, wow, how
Right,
has that not popped?
I'm just going to give it that a few more minutes. We'll show
Yeah,
you.
sure.
I'll give it a little bit more of a burnish and make sure that it was coming off easier. But it is. Oh, there you go. Look. And I've got my little hook there. I'm just going to hold that down, peel it back. Yeah, it needs more burnishing. We'll sort that out after.
Yeah, there we go.
But I've also got this one. And
So
this one
all
is
the
going to now
negative.
become the sentiment on my card. So I need to get the transfer tape off. I have to go and try and get my nails done. You know, when I went last Saturday, there were 14 people in front of me. I was like, I'm not waiting.
No way.
Right?
Life's too short.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't mess
So
about
I'm
like
going to
that.
put this here. So you've got your happy birthday sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pop that on there like that. Press that down firmly. And then you can peel that back.
Hey, look at this.
Get this, right? So a two for one. Again, where you get those little unlocked areas, you're going to work inside there like that. And then you can decorate it however you want to. I decided for this one, because we've got a lot of colour in the icing and we've got texture in the icing on the cake, I wanted something quite plain. So I went for the butterfly, because it's a silhouette of a butterfly and I loved it and I thought that would work really nicely. Now what I'm doing here is getting that transfer tape as flat as I can, because then you're rolling it back, you're not lifting it. Because if you lift it, it might want to bring the vinyl with it, okay? So you just very gently take your time, okay? Patience. There's no point putting all this effort into something and then rushing the vinyl bit at the end, because that's just, there's no point. Just take your time and do it properly. I know you will, but you know what I'm like.
Yeah, there's no, just to clarify as well,
Look at that.
there isn't anything wrong with the chat. We're all good. Everyone can put the comments in. We can see them coming through.
Okay.
It's just, some of us like to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You don't have to comment if you don't want to.
No,
but
absolutely.
We do love it if you do get involved.
Right, so we've got happy birthday. So imagine then we've got the topper at the top. Topper at the top. It's not going to be at the bottom, is it? Mm-hmm. So that's going to go up there like that.
Nice. I do love that faux stitching. It makes
brilliant,
a real difference.
Oh, huge difference. Honestly, night and day.
And
so
then
there's your little cake topper there, okay, at the top.
That's
and
amazing.
Then I cut loads of butterflies out in different colours.
Oh my god.
So this is the lights cardstock that we bring you on a Tuesday on Scan and Cut, and I just let the machine do its thing. So I cut it into strips, put it all on my mat, scanned it in, positioned the file on each of the colours, and away we went. And then all I'm going to do is work my way through and put lots of these little butterflies all the way up the cake.
That looks so good.
Right, so then we're just going to start sticking that down.
Amazing.
Right, I'll start that. Do you want to do a quick recap of those SVG files
yes,
so nobody misses out? And then I'll do a bit of this while you're doing that.
Of course.
Thank
so this is your last live hour today of this particular show. Okay, we do have an hour coming up afterwards with the sublimation again. We're going to have another quick look at that one for you. But this is your chance to be able to get these during the show, whilst you can see them being demonstrated. So this here is Shop SVG. It's your Crafter Cake collection from your Crafty Templates, okay? Now that means it builds for you a three-dimensional project. And talking of projects, I'm going to bring a couple of these over to you so you can actually see what's being done here. And look at that, even on a canvas, what a wonderful wedding gift being built up with that really sophisticated style. You can see how Amanda's actually used some of her moulds as well and pushed into them with some of her air drying clay to create a dimensional finish on the surface of the cake with all of that sparkle. That just looks a bit special. You can also see as well, a lot of the downloadable backing papers have also been used in there. So you can see all of those colours have been introduced, and then she's used a muted paint in the background. The wonky cake as well. So with the angles, this side they almost look like plant pots, don't they? With the shape that you've got there, which you could use them for if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. But then laid on the side, they create this topsy-turvy cake, all in different angles. It looks fabulous. So Shop SVG is going to get you all of the SVG files for that product, which I'm just going to pop this one back here. Let's just stand it there so it's still displayed nicely. That's going to get you all of those for $14.99. Now, we do also have the templates as physical stencils for you on the show. If you're saying, well, this isn't going to work for me, I don't have a scan and cut. Well, you can go for these. These are just $19.99. Shop Cake for this one, it's going to give you your physical stencil form. This works out at £2.50 per stencil. You do have a saving of £5. You've got in here as well the cake with the frostings. You've got your sophisticated round-topped cake as well, one with almost like the roll-out icing on there. You've got the wonky cake, so all of these different elements are going to, of course, cascade and build up and tier into all those different sections. There we go. And then you've got the unicorn with the butterflies. You can see the butterflies here that Mel used. You've got the hearts and the stars. You've got the unicorn spike as well, or the unicorn horn at the top there. Is that a unicorn quiff?
That's the unicorn quiff.
Is that what that is?
Yes,
oh my goodness.
It's its hair. Right,
it's
now you see what we said.
Yeah, I get it now.
Right, get it now.
I'm with you.
We weren't being horrible, we were just saying
oh,
it.
No, I never thought that for 1 minute. We've then got all of the scenery images. You've then got all of your numbers with there as well. That banner that Mel's just used to put that vinyl on. Looks brilliant, doesn't it?
Saving that for next week when we get rid of your trolley.
Oh, really? Right, okay. Oh, my goodness, I forgot about that.
I think you're more nervous about us doing that than you're travelling to Turkey on your own, aren't you?
I know, just a little bit, absolutely. David travelling to Turkey on his own, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
It'll be fine.
Apparently
You'll have a lovely
time. I don't know what one of those is.
What's a passport?
I have no idea. And you've got your sports element as well. This is Crafter Cake. It is Shop Cake. It's £19.99. We've only got just under 2 minutes left on the show.
Right, come and have a look at how this is coming on, because this is going to be lovely. Look at this. I'm going to see if I can get these added onto Tuesday's show as well, so we can show you a bit more with this. Look how cool this is looking.
Oh my goodness, it's like a flutterby of
exactly
butterflies.
That. So as I get to the top, I'm going to let it go off the edge, and then I go all the way up like that, and you start to build up this fabulous cake. So you've got your topper at the top with your vinyl on, which is going to look super cool.
Yeah.
And then you can have your butterflies all the way through, and then your sentiment in the middle.
Fabulous.
Cool, isn't it?
Oh, thanks,
but this could be that big.
Yeah, it could.
That's the thing. And I love that about Scan and Cut. You can make the project that you've got in your head, not the project that's dictated to you by the tools that you own. That for me. And also talking about that, we were saying this morning with Stephanie, if you draw them out, draw around the physical templates and draw them out, there's nothing to stop you scanning them in and then reducing them in the print settings.
Say, you could have
you've got loads of different sizes as well, which is great.
Yeah, I'm going to say, if you're going for the SVG because you've got a Scan and Cut, that doesn't mean you can't go for these as well. You could go for both of them.
Absolutely.
And use whichever combination works for you. Please do make sure to check out your baskets, everybody, if you've joined us for the show. Thank you so much for doing so. It's been wonderful to have your company. Get those baskets checked out, click on those links, and we're going to see you in the next show. Well, I am most definitely.
You are.
I'll be taking you through another hour of sublimation, so don't forget to join us. See you later, Mel.
I'm going home. I will see you on Monday.
See you on Monday, Mel.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.